All right, we're going to move on to the next exercise. The one that I showed you earlier that you guys have already done is the one called extrude. We're now going to work on the revolve, and as usual, you're going to, go to your curriculum, and maybe I should show you again how to do that. Go to Learning Center. Once you get to the Learning Center, we're going to come down here to Self-Paced Courses and go to Learning Pathways and then CAD Basics. We're going to enter this learning path, and we'll scroll down here and we'll enter this course, Introduction to Part Design. And once you can view the course, you can see feature creation, and we're going to do Revolve. You go watch the video first, of course, but I've already watched that video. And so this is the part that we're going to create. So let's get going. First step, create a new document. Be sure the workspace is set to inches. Begin the sketch on the right plane. So let's do that. You guys, I showed you this last time, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new document. We're going to call this one Revolve. I am going to check my workspace units, and it is inches like it's supposed to be, so we're good there. And it did say to start on the right plane. So I will show you a different way. We'll go to the right plane here. I'll right click, new sketch. So I am on the right plane now. I can now hit N for normal 2 and P to make those planes disappear. So I'm on sketch 1, I am on the proper plane. So now we will go next slide. And it says, sketch a vertical construction line whose bottom end is coincident to the origin, and then sketch a horizontal construction line whose midpoint is aligned to the origin. So let's do that. So let's go ahead and turn on our construction line. It's gray. Turn on lines. So there is my construction line that is vertical from the origin. And then I'll do another one. Now, this one, of course, is not necessarily with a midpoint at the origin, so I can change that by getting out of my line. I'll select a line, and then I'm going to select this point, just this origin point. That is now selected, and I will select midpoint, and you see how it moved over a little bit? So now we're good. We're exactly now what they said for us to do. All right, we're going to go to the next one, and it says, using the line tool, sketch the line as shown. Be sure the 2 indicated lines are not horizontal. Add a midpoint constraint between the top horizontal line and the end point of the vertical line. And so I'm going to start up here at the top, since it is going to be a midpoint here, and this is going to be above there. It's not going to be on the origin. So let's get started. Looks like a big I. These 2 are not horizontal. All the rest are supposed to be straight. So I think I can remember this. So I will go to the line command, and I will simply, notice I touched that first because I wanted to make sure this lined up with that. So I've got that. I'm going to come down. This is coming down here, over here, down here, across, come up, come over, come vertical, think I'll make that the same height as that. Come over like this. And up. Notice it, I've got a completely closed loop. It did turn gray on the inside. So we're good. So let's see what the next step is. All right, so add an equal constraint to each pair. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to make these equal, these equal, these equal, these equal, and those equal. So let's do that. So I'm going to select, where's it here? I'll select this and this, and I'm going to make them equal. I'll select this and make it equal. I'll select this and make it equal. I'll select this and make it equal. And then this and make it equal. So we have done that. Tip, select the equal constraint first to create each consecutively. So we'll go to the next one. Looks like we're going to add some dimensions. You know what? I'm going to go back because I think I left out a step. Right there, I did not make a midpoint constraint. And that's okay because I can go back and do that right now. So I'm going to click right here. I'm going to select that point. And I'm going to make a midpoint constraint. Okay, so that's done. Just goes to show you that if you forget something, you can go back and do it. I just noticed that, that they weren't doing anything to make this equal, and I realized I had not done that. But I am going to go ahead and start doing dimensionings. That says 0.25, that's 3 inches. So I'll do those first two first. So 0.25. Is that right? That is right. And that's 3 degrees. That one, I thought that can't be 3 inches. So that's 3 degrees. So we'll go back and I'll zoom in on this. And so let's see, yes. Make that 3 degrees. So making that 3 degrees automatically made it 3 degrees on the other side. We're going to make this top, or the bottom is going to be 1.625. So from here to here, 1.625. And then from there to there is 1.5. So from there to there, 1.5. And that is all of that. So let's go to the next step. So using the dimension tool, add the 4 diameter dimensions shown. To place a diameter dimension, click the line the dimension leader is attached to, and then the horizontal construction line. To change the dimension from radius to the diameter, remove the mouse below the horizontal construction line, then click. Repeat for each dimension. So from the top to there is a total of 3. So we're going to click here, here, and notice it's that, but if I go down, it changes to a diameter. And we will change that to 3. So that's done. Made it look kind of funny, didn't it? Then the next one is 2.75. So we'll go from here to here. 2.75. So we're good now. Then from there is 1. So from there to there. One. Okay, so let me undo that. In fact, I'll just delete the dimension because I'm not sure it'll work. And what I'm going to do, folks, is this dimension right here, I'm going to pull it out a little bit further. This dimension here, I'll pull it a little bit further. And now I'll go back to my dimension, and I'll go from here to here, and then pull it down and type 1. So now we're good. And then that right there is going to be 0.5. So from there to there, pull it down, 0.5. So we're good. And look, we are fully defined now. So that looks good. So let's see what it says. So it says, the sketch should be fully defined, and it is, and so we should accept the sketch. The sketch is now accepted. Next slide, slide 7. Select the revolve feature. Select the center, the sketch profile as a region to revolve, and the horizontal construction line as the revolve axis. So we're going to go to the revolve feature. Okay, there's the region to revolve right there. And then the revolve axis is right there. And you can see that it has revolved. And we're good to go. So there we go. Next slide. Right-click on the newly created part in the parts list and select rename the part wheel. So right here where the part is, we're going to right-click on it. We're going to click rename. We're going to call it a wheel. That is done. Select the dialog block. I already did that. So now we'll go to slide 9. To edit the appearance, right-click on the wheel and the parts and select Edit Appearance. So we're going to go to Edit Appearance. Right-click, Edit Appearance. So we're there. And change the appearance to any other color except the change. So I'm just going to make mine red and accept the change. You can, of course, choose any color you want to. Next slide. Right-click the wheel in the parts list and select Assign Material. Assign cast iron material to the wheel. So this is different, of course, in SolidWorks. So we're going to right-click on the part in the parts list. We're going to go to Assign Material. And we want to make cast iron. The cool thing is that right here, I can start typing, or maybe it's right here. Yeah, C-A-S-T. So there's cast iron. And there it is. And notice it does not change the appearance like it does in SolidWorks, but it did assign that property to this. So now I can go to the next slide. And of course the mass is what they're hiding here, so that's what we're going to need to know. And so let's go back to select this. We will go to the mass properties. And our mass is 1.037 pounds. So let's go to the next slide. Self-check. And so there it is, 1.037 pounds. See the results, and that is correct. So again, you guys are going to make sure you're correct. Then you're going to screenshot this, turn it in like you have so far, and that will be done. And so I'm going to go ahead and end this. You guys have a good evening.